So let me ask you this question. Do you know what department is in control of actually dealing with the building of the track? Because I saw the individual continuously mention the senators. But in reality, the senator's job is to obtain the money, find the funding. Once they do so, they take it and send it to the appropriate department. So you know the department that is in control of that?
The department that is in control of it is Housing, Parks and Recreation. The Department of Sports, Park and Rec. This is my knowledge, and my knowledge is that at some point way back when, somewhere along heading to the airport across from on the same side as UVI, Housing, Parks and Recreation had owned some property there that Port Authority wanted to use it. Port Authority owns the property across the street where the racetrack is for us. So they made a trade somehow. They had some kind of deal they made. I mean, that's what I got from working there from one of the commissioners that was working there. You know, because he was. I've been in the racing commission, and that commissioner was ex officio member. And we've been to a couple symposium together in Arizona, and we get a chance to sit down and chat about, because we had things going then, you know. And I always tell people that St. Thomas had what we had, not only with the grounds alone. We had Delmar Racetrack wanted to come here, we run them. We had V.I.A.C.A.E, we run them. We had Trasco, we run them, and we had somebody else before we run them. And not only the Hassman them alone running them, is the regulators were running them. Regulators were looking for what they were looking for. I'll never forget, in the 90s, I was working at Cala Racetrack, and one of the major players on the racetrack, his name was Brunetti, said to me one day, they got a RFP out for the racetracks in St. Thomas and St. Croix, and I said, go and get it, go and look for it, because I was working in the administration. See, I never work on horses alone. I work in
in the dynamics of it.
I went in the dynamics of it to see what I could learn, how we run, how it's run. And when he came back, what he told me, I ain't gonna say it on the mic, but what he told me and his face was, you know, because we were talking about all of them kind of all the dynamics, what happening and all of that, and you know, it's a thing that we got going on with us where I see other people from other places work together to get this thing going.
That because right now, horsemen, it is now a hobby rather than a career, unless you take it out into the States. Right or wrong?
You're right.
Because, and they don't want it that way. They want to be able to benefit here in the Virgin Islands and St. Croix, because St. Thomas is able to benefit. St. John is able to benefit, as far as what I saw within the documentary.
And not to cut you off, but when I was looking at a video on my phone yesterday, somebody sent it to me at a video, and when I looked at it, I haven't seen. I don't think none of them young men that I see walking them horses is over 21, 22 years.
Listen, I see young men, young as my sons, that are out there right now, that are they're walking with horses. Fix it for in front line. So let me just say this, right? And this is the thing. It is amazing to see, like you said, is generational knowledge that is passed down. They're intrigued, just how you was intrigued. They're intrigued. They don't go on, they don't get it, has them. They don't walk, they has them. They don't groom, they has them. They don't do little races. And even so, they have the little truck that they have their own. Me disclosing of it because me wanting get nobody messing with them or troubling them. But could you imagine what it would look like if our track opened up? How big of a change it would be in our streets, with our youths, with our young men. They would literally they're gonna just be, it's an excitement that will just flow through the islands.
Well, Put it this way. Okay, you want to know how I saw Jibel? I used to work on the track, compliance officer with Trasco. The thing with the racetrack, if something start crooked, it's hard to get straight. But we don't go beyond that already. We need some kind of movement. Something needs to be happening. I don't know no details, but what's going on, but something needs to be done. We need some kind of movement. Period.
The track could have been extended without shutting it down because you had a 7 furlong. All you had to do was continue your race on your 7, add your extra 1 furlong, and when you add your furlong, then you move your railings and open back the track. Then you shift your grandstand over to the finish line. That means that you build a new grandstand. In the main time, you're still running your races. You didn't have to shut it down. But that, again, this is behind, after the fact. And that's a lack of planning. So the people who was designing and building, they didn't think about that.
Okay, and then of course Maria came. So
right, the hurricanes came and everything went south. And I don't know the exact situation that went on there. There's rumored that FEMA was going to rebuild the track, and they had offered money to redo everything. I don't know. I wasn't part of that agreement, so I don't know about that. But the track, to me, shut down for no reason. Because the grandstand was still in good shape. He had a couple of loose galvanized after the hurricane, but that's it. Nothing else got damaged. A couple of stables lost a few galvanized, but that could have been replaced. You didn't have to take it down, but you took it down. So now, it don't matter what you're doing. The done do is what we're gonna do now. So now we have a 8 furlong track or a 1 mile track. You start over your grandstand, you build your new grandstand, and where your jockey quarters was, you build it back over there because that is your entrance to the track anyways. You already had your entrance. Keep everything the way it is. You don't need a whole heap of money to go back and do everything. You don't need no Gulfstream Park Stadium because we don't have the capacity to handle all them people. What are you going to do? Have the Caribbean Classic here? That's still a dream because Puerto Rico has that.
Right. Well, it's been a while, but I think tracks go get kicked out and races were still running. I guess the Hausman was putting it up on their own.
Right, the Hausman.
And I guess they was expecting V.I.A.C.A.E to just automatically come in. Then for a little while the track was just not running, and then Maria comes. So what was going on in a stretch where the Hausman were running it, and then all of a sudden nothing going on. Then the kids them come, then they get chased off, and then hurricane come. But what was going on within that stretch to where?
Well, the Hausman was running the races with their money that they had gotten from Divi. So he had money in the account to continue a few more races. In the meantime, V.I.A.C.A.E was going to get their permits and stuff in place. So that was what's going on. The money finished, and V.I.A.C.A.E did move forward. So that's how we are right now.
That's Sergi. Great. So, Mr. Roy Seals, what are you hearing around St. Croix about what is going on about horse racing in St. Croix, West Virgin Islands?
Well, the last time I heard, the president told me Labor Day they will have race here in St. Croix.
Labor Day 2026.
They will have race. So that's why I'm basing that.
I'm basing on that too, because we miss horse racing here in St. Croix, and it's been
It's a tradition.
Yeah. It's been a long time that we have had horse racing right here in St. Croix.
Well, they saying Labor Day. If they saying Labor Day and nothing happening today in January, Labor Day is 8 months. So what are we going to do? We're going to run like what we were planning to do from before. Fix the running surface, fix the stable, fix the jockey quarters, fix the paddock, fix the winner's circle, and run on the tent. Like I tell you before, we looking for what you call it, a Taj Mahal, but we only got Sankiasu money. So what we gonna do? The best thing for us to do is start from scratch and work from there. But it's hard. It's hard to know. It's hard for me to know that we got so much people with so much energy about this thing, and so much people that know a lot about this thing, and we can't work together.
And of course, I hope and pray that they do come true. I haven't spoken with Mr. Bates yet, but he told me that as soon as he gets any information, he's going to call me and let me know, and then I'll bring him up here on the radio station, and we'll have a very important conversation about what is next for horse racing here in St. Croix, West Virgin Islands. I have Mr. Bell here, and yeah, don't watch me, so I got you here. With Trasco, Mr. Bell was the compliance officer for the Randall Dutton Racetrack. Am I right?
You're right.
Okay. What was the duty of a compliance officer at the Randall Dutton?
Well,
Why you didn't go see you?
oh, you have to see me.
Everybody
know my face.
No, you got to documentary. You got to turn your face. Let me see your face. You got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Part of my duties was to make sure everything in compliance. If you have a problem, you come to me. If I can't solve it, I carry it to management. You know, and I used to assist everybody, every other things they need to be done. But mostly was try to make sure everything going in compliance how it's supposed to go. Try to help out with the regular duties, make sure everything is done right, and bam, bam, bam. Simple job.
Okay, now another question for you. If they do start fixing the surface at the racetrack and the stables, what do you think the Racing Commission need to do to keep everybody safe and the horses them safe at the Randall?
The first thing they need to do, the Racing Commission need an office.
Okay.
So they could register the people them, the grooms, the trainers, and the owners, and they has them.
Okay, they need to register them so they could get the license and everything.
Right, so when they start a new has stable, it's only the has them that's going to be running.
Right.
You can't bring has in there that ain't gonna run, just to hold a stable till you get has 2-3 years from now.
Okay, well, that's logic.
Okay,
yeah.
And then you're gonna need security to make sure that happen. But the first thing need to be done, the Racing Commission needs an office. Without the office, nothing else can be done.
Yeah, because with an office now you have to go to take pictures,
right.
Keep
records. The Racing Commission don't have an office, you can start out where you want. If the Racing Commission don't have an office, and you start doing things, you're going to cook it.
Alright. I go along with you.
Everybody need to have the ID to come in there.
To come on the racetrack.
Right. And they got to know the has them that they bring in to make sure the has them are has that's going to run on the track.
Alright. Sounds logical to me. Really and truly, I was saying a couple of months ago that when the surface and the track fix, you're going to have people, youngsters and everybody else trying to come on the racetrack without permission.
That's why you need the Racing Commission to have an office to license people. And before you start to let people exercise has, you need to send the gate handlers them to train it to get certified. Because when has come, them young has, you need to train them in the gate.
Alright, and you got a lot of young has.
Right.
A lot of young has.
So if you want to be professional, you need to get certified. Send all the gate handlers to school. Either bring somebody down here
to teach them, to train them. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Sounds logical to you, Mr. Richardson.
Yeah, he compliant, so
yeah,
you know, he could roll out over in any aspect of the business. You know.
That's
so
right.
Now we're at to the stage where we ain't got no track. I been at that day. I think about 2 weeks ago. I ain't seen no movement. I been on that with Mr. Isles.
Yeah.
You know, it was just basically on a whim.
Right.
It wasn't planned, so I said, you know, let me see if my camera phone. I don't like using phones for video.
Right.
But since it been on a whim and I've been trying to make it down there for a while, I said, let me see what's going on, and you know, I ain't seen no movement yet. But obviously, things are taking place behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I don't think you will have no movement until the amount of money was allocated to Department of Sports Park and Recreation.
That happened already with the 5 million? Then
Yeah, well, they went to court, but finance have to give them the money, right?
Yeah.
Finance have to give Sports Park and Recreation the money. Then they could start taking the money and having it to pay contractors and different things like that. They can't move without that money getting to Sports Park and Recreation, and Sports Park and Recreation will allocate the money to whoever is going to fix the surface and the stables.
okay.
That's how
so
it works.
basically, the legislative hearing they had
That was
a couple months
just
ago,
that was
and
just
there was a vote.
that was
and
just
they
to
said,
give
yeah.
them the money,
Okay.
but they ain't got the money at hand.
But I will put Assistant Commissioner Renee Hansen on the spot now. She could find a room down there someplace, an office,
For the Racing Commission,
Racing Commission. All you do is hire a secretary, full-time or part-time, and the people then go in there and register.
that sounds good.
Real addy.
But wait, the commissioner name?
Renee Hansen.
No, that's assistant.
I mean, that's the Assistant
What
Commissioner
is the
Renee
name
Hansen.
of the commissioner?
I mean,
Sports Park and
I know the
Recreation?
commissioner.
Somebody call me up and let me know.
Oh, really?
He was St. Thomas, right?
Yes.
But it's talking about
Okay, I was
it.
able to interview him. I mean the head, but I guess the head for
But we need to go to the head.
First thing
that's
need to
it.
be done, the commission need an office.
Yeah,
The Racing Commission
I
needs an
was
office.
able to get an interview the same day at the
At the hearing, I
Yeah.
spoke with him, but I didn't interview him. But he spoke about different things.
He's the head, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
He is a
And he based out
commissioner.
at St. Thomas.
Yes, he's based out of St. Thomas. So he and whoever else need to try and see if they could get I don't know if it'll work like that. Office for the Racing Commission down there, because and they need to. The Racing Commission need to get another or 2 more Racing Commission members, because I heard that Mr. Henry Shang retired
Your call has been forwarded to
You try from the job.
from his job.
Yeah.
Oh, but not from the Racing Commission.
Almost all them time expired.
Well, see, this is
That's the
new.
problem. We need to get people on the commission.
Yes, we need to get people on the Racing
That is
Commission.
a real problem. I can't get nobody to go on the commission.
Yeah,
I asked over 100 people.
I asked a couple people too, and everybody keeps saying they
No,
want to be
they
on
want
the
to go.
Racing Commission. So, and this is Hasman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This is Hasman.
Why would you think would they be avoiding that?
Because some people don't want to be vetted by the legislator.
Yeah.
In order to be a Racing Commission member, the legislature have to vet you.
You got a lot of people that they call to be in the Racing Commission and none of them want to be there. I've been in the Racing Commission for like 10, 12, 15 years.
You don't get paid a salary or what's going on?
You get paid a stipend every time you got a meeting and every time you got raised day, and then you travel to these symposium and different things in the States, like the House Racing Commission international meetings. You go to them things if you want to, and then every year there's a racing symposium in Arizona to the School of Racing out there. You know, I've been out there a couple of times. You know, that's where we met people that we brought in to help us with the running surface. At one point, we brought them in to help us with the mirror to the wind pole. We brought another guy in to do the tote board for us. And that's where the Racing Commission members really meet the connection that they need. You know, you meet people from all walks of the racing.
Okay.
And then the next thing too. You ever hear about
It's like an
Thomas?
interview for a job, they give a resume.
Yeah.
But if it was a house money, you've been in the game.
Yes,
Hello.
sure.
You ever hear about V.I.A.C.A.E? Thomas? You hear about him?
Yeah, you got a little by water got.
Yeah, he was the man in charge of the track at the time. You
Yeah.
know what he said? Leave the Hasman them and bring the Has them to the meeting then. Okay?
Anyhow, we getting after that there.
Yeah.
Boom slap him, make a boom snowball.
Yeah, move to Bobby.
Yeah.